From JMYS with my new best friends. We met 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Simon and Kim, they're cruisers on a sailboat. Is that an oyster that you guys have?
Yes.
Yeah, so they have a YouTube channel. I heard they were in town. We're on the same dock. I'm aboard the Krogen 58. We're doing a video here, and I thought, how fun to talk to some sailors. I grew up racing sailboats, so I get it. And I'm not trying to influence you at all, but maybe at some point in your lives, the trawler thing might be something to consider.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Kim, definitely.
Yeah.
Me.
So since your viewers are going to know, but I don't, tell me where you guys started cruising, what kind of stuff you've done, and where you've been, that type of thing.
All right. So we've been living on board about just 8 years now, and we bought the boat in Mallorca, which is an island in Spain in the Mediterranean. We spent 2 years around there. Then we came across the Atlantic and spent a year in the Caribbean, came up to Charleston, stayed in Charleston for a little while.
About a year.
You met the owners of this boat on Charleston.
Yeah.
But that was 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah,
17.
Yeah, 17,
okay. Yeah, that was when this was new to them. So.
Yeah, they just started. So, and then we've been back in the Caribbean going up and down. So.
Yeah, and during COVID, we were real fortunate because we stayed in Grenada, which was really nice. And so our whole entire COVID experience was quite nice.
It's going to be, the world we're going to live in is pre-COVID and post-COVID.
Yeah.
And not that COVID's over,
but
what it was like before and then now. So, well, that's fascinating. So how did you know you wanted an oyster? I mean, the world is your oyster, literally, and you guys get to go play around. Did you look at other cruising sailboats?
Yeah, of course. Oyster was always my dream boat. Yeah. I looked at about 4 or 5 other boats, but just we've built it. Yeah.
And that's a big, what's the length of that one?
56.
Okay, good. That's manageable, but big.
Yes.
Yeah, we wouldn't go any bigger.
No. And she weighs 58,000 pounds.
That's heavy for
us. Yeah, but she goes like a train.
Yeah.
Is it a cutter rig?
It's interesting because the guy who originally bought that made, he wanted it to race, so he had a removable cutter rig. So I can actually
removable inner forestay.
Yeah. So if and when he's racing and doing the stuff, he can put the sails over really quickly without the cutter rig, without the cutter being in the way. So yeah, I've got the best.
Roller furling.
Yes.
What about your main? Is it in boom furling or in mast furling?
No, it's slab reefed.
Slab reefed. Okay, so real sailor,
proper sailing.
Yeah. Good. Well, it's fun. I was with Pacific Seacraft, the cruising sailboat builder, and then they started building the Nordhavn 40. And that's when I got involved with the Nordhavn world. I worked at Nordhavn for 14 years before starting my own broker. So I race sailboats. That was my whole thing. I always loved looking into cruising sailboats. They're beautiful. But when you talk about cruising, which is what you guys are doing, pretty hard to beat the comfort of a trawler. And I know you're aware of that, but now how many people are on board with you guys?
Well, there's me, Kim, and our daughter Sienna, who's in a summer school.
Summer camp right now.
Summer camp right now.
Okay, all right. Parents are taking recess. Yeah. You guys are hauling out a little bit today, right?
Yeah, in 3 hours.
Okay, all right. So I walked over, knocked on the boat, talked to them, and said, what do we got to lose? Why don't we do a video? So that's why we're here right now. What have you guys liked most about your cruising experience?
The people.
Yeah.
Isn't that it? So it doesn't matter what boat you're on. Sail power, old, new, cruddy, beautiful.
Yeah, we've got friends that used to have exactly the same boat as us. They went on to a 72 Nordhaven.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then there was another people, they had a 68 Nordhaven. We spent many afternoons.
Yeah. And I think the exciting thing about it is that it doesn't matter what size boat you're in. You could have the tiniest boat, or we went around cruising with a 150-foot super yacht for a summer. So there's no boundaries, and I love that.
It is. It's one of the last independent things where you can do and have the freedom to go places. And then you'll see somebody like this boat, and then 5 years later you see them someplace else. It's Old Friends Week. And you're constantly making new friends. I think the people, the cruising community, Power Sail, it's all one. Yeah. We're all in the same boat, literally, and it's just fun. It's great being out there.
Yeah.
So you're doing the haul out, you're doing some work. It's going to be nice and hot here. I mean, it's 90 degrees out there.
Yeah.
It's too hot.
It's too hot.
They were outside in their cockpit area, the open cockpit area, and Kim walks in here and says, "Oh, air conditioning."
Yeah.
we even have ice. You guys probably have ice in your boat. You don't have ice?
No,
I'm British. British don't do ice.
Oh yeah. We don't have any warm beer. Sorry, Simon.
Yeah. That's okay. I don't like warm beer, but I don't like ice because it waters down my alcohol.
Well, that's a true Brit. Yes, I love it. Well, that's fun. So, once you're done with the projects, you're going back in the water. We're going up to Maine, or
no? We're staying out because our daughter's going into school now. So
you have to stay nearby.
Yeah, we're in North Carolina, just about 4 or 5 hours south of here.
Okay.
Our daughter wants to go to school. You know, she's coming up 13 now.
How many years has she been on the boat?
8 years.
Okay, so which is great. I mean, this is the best experience she could ever have.
Yeah.
But she wants to relate with her peers.
Yes.
And understand that.
And for little kids, you know,
They don't know any different. Yeah.
no, but there's lots of little kids around.
There are.
But there's not so many teens about.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
It gets more difficult
Yeah.
the older the kids get to find other kids.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, when she was younger, there was a whole wide, you know, tons of kids
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
So when they get into their teens, they start aging out and they want to do their own thing. Not their
I mean,
parents.
she wants to go to like a prom,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and she just wants to go to a cafeteria.
Does she want to go to the snowball like they have on Stranger Things? Have you guys seen
Oh,
that TV?
she loves that.
Yeah.
It's too scary for me.
Yeah, it's a weird show.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's all we hear about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been a big transition for us because we have been cruising nonstop. We've been living on our boat nonstop for almost 9 years now. But, you know, I think me and Simon are going to go back to it after Sienna's done with school.
Right.
And in the meantime, Simon's going to keep sailing the boat, and we charter. So,
Oh, you do? Okay, so
yeah.
we'll insert the website for chartering right here. And
But it's a different sort of charter.
okay,
It's not-
how do they get in touch with you to talk about it?
Okay, so it's on our website,
Okay.
which is sailingbritican.com. But we don't do charging where I'm going to run round and give them gin and tonics and canapes until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Do you have ice on the charters?
No.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah.
So what it is people that want to do this lifestyle, they come and experience the
That's
lifestyle.
better. You're showing them, okay, you're going to go pull up the anchor. You're going to go
Exactly.
reef the
Yeah,
sail.
they
Yeah.
do the cooking.
That is the try before you buy thing
Yes.
is missing, certainly on the trawler side. There's a couple, a little bit, but most people with a beautiful boat don't really want to rent it out,
No.
even though you're on board. But when you want to do this and you've seen you guys doing it, you're watching your videos, and you want to do it, how do you get started? And what if you spend all that money and you don't like it?
Yeah.
So that's great you do that.
Yeah.
Well-
I think it helps a lot too to build confidence because a lot of people don't know if they can actually do it.
Right.
You know, and generally we have the guys come to us for one reason and the girls come for a different reason. And sometimes it's the guys bring the girls to convince them that it's it's worth pursuing.
Yeah.
And we've seen some amazing transformations of
What
people.
about what about the one who said, I don't want to do this. I
Yeah.
don't know why I'm
Yeah.
here. I don't
Yeah,
want to
on
do
the
it.
boat, she's like, if I want to go to a beach, I will get in my car and I'll go to a beach.
Okay.
And they had 3 children,
Yeah.
and they came on board with us for a week.
And I'm showing her how to do the safety stuff and man overboard. And she's like this. I goes, you've got to watch this. She goes, I don't want to be here. I went, okay, well, you're here, you've got to do that.
Yeah.
And then 40 minutes later, we had to rescue 2 people who were actually just about to drown, locals, Grenada. We saved them.
Gosh.
And she goes, oh, you made that, you paid them to do that.
Yeah, you couldn't script that. I mean,
No, you couldn't.
It was
And
insane.
but 2 days later, she wakes up and I'm having my coffee. She goes, and I've made her a coffee. She goes, I get it. Simon, I want you to buy me a boat. And now they're in Mexico cruising around.
Yeah, have been
But if they hadn't gone with you guys, she would have never done it.
No.
There's so much on the internet you can get. You can
Yeah.
read. You can be book smart, but until you actually get on board
Yeah.
and see it and do it, so that is fabulous. And how long have you guys been doing that?
3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just started just before COVID and then COVID hit.
Oh, just perfect. Bad business model timing.
Yeah, well, it's
It worked out really good, actually, because towards the end, when things started opening up, people could get to St. Martin where we were. So we were packed.
Wait, Grenada, St. Martin. I mean, there you get this thing. These guys are doing all the right places. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So we've been very fortunate to continue our business.
Yeah.
It's worked out really well.
now, did you retire from dirt dwelling careers, or how did you guys find the time to be able to do this in your lives? Because you're not the old decrepit people like me on the trawler side. You know, you're the young, fast, and fancy free. So what did you do before you got the boat?
I was a prison officer, correctional officer.
Really?
Yeah, for a month.
Actually, you were at stay-at-home dad.
Well, then I became a stay-at-home dad.
Trophy dad? Stay
Yeah,
at home?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I owned a finance company in London.
Well, that's okay. Now, then you were early investor in Bitcoin, weren't you?
No.
Okay, me neither.
No,
I mean, we
no.
missed that one. We all missed that one. Maybe you had. Yeah.
I think your brother did, and then he sold early.
Yeah,
Who gets that?
I just doubled instead of 100 times or whatever.
Yeah.
What would you tell people who want to go cruising, who haven't done it, or even if they have? What are some of the lessons you guys have learned that maybe you talk about when you do the training? There's so many tips, and everybody has different ideas on that.
Well, you've got to get out there. You've got to get out there, and especially with sailing, you need to get out there, learn how to sail, go out with people, join a club, go out dinghy sailing, take courses,
do charters.
Do charters. We did charters for 11 years before we decided.
Oh, really? And where would you go down to moorings charters?
It was sun sail, and we did the Mediterranean about 7 times and the Caribbean about 3 times.
Yeah.
It
was before we knew we were going to do it. But we had, when our daughter was born, she was 9 months old or something, and we thought, well, we can't bring her on a sun sail charter.
No,
you can.
You could, but that's a hassle.
But it's a little baby, and so we.
You need to have all the baby stuff there.
Yeah.
And be able to feel like you're at home, not visiting.
So we did a coastal experience where we were on the coast, and we happened to book an Airbnb right in front of a marina, and me and Simon are watching the boats go by. And we're like, we are never, ever going to do this again. And so we decided, let's buy a boat. So we bought a small little boat in Scotland. And Simon sailed it down. It was a 34-foot boat. And so we had her.
The 3 of you.
Yeah.
34-foot.
Yeah, it was perfect. And we had her for 2 years. And every single weekend we went to, be on her and stuff. And that kind of proved to us that, okay, the next step is let's just, let's buy a boat and go.
I think that's fabulous.
Yeah.
It's you're right. You have to go do it. And I love the fact that you start off with the safety stuff. About how many boats that you get on, you don't know what the life jackets are. We launched it, you need to know that safety stuff, but you're starting off with all the death and destruction, the scary stuff first, which is important. It's like, why would I want to do this? If I put my finger in that windlass, I lose my finger? Don't do that. A lot of most dangerous things on a boat, I think. But you need to be aware of that. And then you're right, go do it. I've sold boats where it's a 2-year-old boat and they still have the plastic on the cushions. Yeah. And so you're not using the boat. Yeah, but I'm preserving it. Well, why'd you buy it if you're preserving it? Go use it. Make your mistakes early on when you have the boat too, because you own a boat, and a lot of times when I sell a used boat, they fuss around with it for a couple of months. They've never left the dock, and then they kind of are, wow, I've had this boat for 6 months. I should really know how to do it. I don't, and they don't have a good experience, and they sell it.
Yes, so, we've seen that.
Better to go get it, make your mistakes. Yes. Nobody knows everything. Even we know a lot. We don't know it all. You're never
always learning.
Yeah, and that's part of what makes it fun. Is there's always something new. And there's always a mistake to rewind and, I now remember why I didn't do it that way.
What I always find is I'm a diesel engineer in the morning, I'm a plumber in the afternoon, and then I'm a chippy, a carpenter in the evening.
Yeah.
So something.
I didn't hear anything about cooking. you're.
Oh yeah, I can cook.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that in between the plumbing and the chippy.
Oh, good. Well, so your daughter's going to be in school for the summer, and then in September, you guys going off again? Or?
No, she actually really she's in summer camp now, a camp in the mountains, but she wants to go full-fledged into proper school. So she's enrolled, and she's going to...
In North Carolina?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Did you guys do the one of the male correspondence educational things? You just did homeschooling? Did she have to test to get into the grades? Or?
No.
So what grade is she going into?
She's going into 7th grade.
Okay, good. Yeah, you start getting into high school and it gets to be too late.
Well, it's getting hard for us to teach certain subjects.
Yeah, now she's smarter than you. That happened, yeah, pretty quickly. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I know a couple on the Bessemers on 3 at Sea at Nordhavn 43, and their daughter Ayla sailed with them and cruised with them for many years, and she was one of the most well-rounded people because she's had adult conversations all of her life, and she was doing the correspondence stuff, and the parents really encouraged it, and they cruised all over. She got into Yale. She's going to graduate from Yale, but so her early education was on the boat and mail correspondence stuff, but she was so well acclimated to the world and so in tune. So I think that's great. Not everybody can do that. You don't think you can, and when you do it, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked to people that like Oxford and Cambridge are actively looking for boat kids.
Unique experiences.
Yeah, because they can pull from so many different areas and experiences, and they've been to different cultures, different foods, and the social circle that they operate in too. It's not just their peer group. It's it's young kids and old kids, and they all work with each other, which is lovely.
Well, and again, back to the community. I've been to Nordhavn rendezvous two Nordhaven and 40 guys meet each other. 15 minutes later, the toilet's on the dock because one guy's helping the other guy rebuild his toilet.
Of course.
It's just that kind of stuff happens not all the time because toilets are always working. On your boat, don't worry, they'll work.
Yeah.
But there's something to work and fix on just about every day.
Oh, yeah. The list is about this long.
Yeah. And if you take a day off, all you did was add to the list at the bottom, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, now have you guys spent much time on trawlers?
Just our friends. It's a 72-foot trawl, Nordhaven, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that just there. Oh no, there was another one too.
You said a 68 Nordhaven.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But everybody's so welcoming. I mean, it's just great. It doesn't matter. And get to the dinghy dock. Okay, magically you can go back to any place that you've been. I know there's other places you want to go to, but where's a favorite place? Where would you go back to?
My all-time favorite out of all of the Caribbean now is St. Martin.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now they spell it two different ways there, right?
Yeah.
So
There's a Dutch side and a French side.
Yeah. Which side would you want to be on?
Oh,
Doesn't matter. Okay.
French. When I get sick of French food, I go over to the Dutch side and
You get the fresh rolls and everything in the morning.
Oh yeah, baguettes. It's wonderful, and it's comes straight from France. All the ingredients and stuff. So you are really in France.
Boy.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. Simon, how about you? Wherever Kim wants to go, I know, but
No, I love Saint Martin. I love Antigua.
Yeah.
I love Grenada.
Grenada, yeah.
But probably my favourite place is a place called Hogstay Reef.
How do you say that?
Hogstay Reef.
Hogstay Reef. Is that in the Bahamas? It sounds like a Bahamian name.
Yeah, it's in between Cuba, Turks and Caicos, and the Bahamas, and it's a 7.5 mile horseshoe reef with one island about the size of this boat, and the other island is about 4 times the size of this boat.
Yeah, there's no one there.
There's no one there.
It's just this huge atoll.
And it's 40 miles from any.
Can you get lobster and shellfish, or is it a preserve, or what? How is it set up?
No,
it's like an aquarium.
It's an aquarium. It's
so you go look. You leave only bubbles. Take only pictures, leave only bubbles, kind of place.
Yeah. But
but that's preserved for everybody. That's great.
Yeah, it's incredible if you get to go there.
And the water temperature is probably great.
The water temperature is great, but you have to go there on a calm day. If it's
Can you anchor? Or do they have moorings?
no.
Oh, there's nothing there. There's nobody there.
I know some of the places like that. They'll actually put some cement moorings so you tie to the buoy, so you're not anchoring and dragging in the coral. Everybody setting a new anchor, but that's
Nobody goes there. So.
No one goes there, but there is on one part of it between the two islands. That's where you anchor, and it's sandy there, and the coral.
Oh, okay. Well, sand makes it easier for you.
Yeah. It's not the best place to anchor.
10 feet deep. I mean, pretty shallow. Or?
Yeah, it's pretty shallow, but it's so clear. I remember going in the water to check the anchor, and I put like 200 feet out, and Kim goes, "You're gonna go dive the anchor?" I went, "Yeah, of course I am."
Yeah.
And I got off the back of the boat, so our boat is 50 feet, 200 feet. I went, "Yeah, it's fine."
Yeah.
Never seen
that kind of visibility.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe
It's
it.
incredible.
So, do you guys scuba dive?
Yes.
Have you done much night diving?
No, because we just started because Sienna in the Caribbean at 10 years old, you can start diving.
Okay.
So Sienna and I did it 18 months ago.
When you're comfortable with it, night diving is amazing because you have a whole new set of life that comes out. The nocturnal stuff. I mean, you're always thinking, is that a shark? But you do.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's more so when you can't see that far, but it is spectacular.
Yeah, we dive with a lot of sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Martin's full of them.
Oh, yeah, it's full of them.
That is great. So, let's see. How far north have you been? Have you got on the U.S. East Coast?
We are the farthest.
This is about it.
But as far as being north in the States.
Yeah.
Anything in South America?
No.
No.
Well,
Trinidad,
if you want to count that.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about now? What's your nationality?
I'm British.
And I'm American.
Oh, okay.
So that's Britican.
See, I honestly have never met them before. I didn't know that, but that makes sense. It's probably on the first episode. Now what about going to Cuba? Can you or have you?
We can't because.
And by the way, if there's anything that we don't want to talk about,
we don't talk about anything.
All right.
Yeah, we haven't been to Cuba yet. It's on our plan because Cuba's got a British passport. It's a lot easier for us. I don't know what the situation is.
Right.
I remember it was really hard for Americans to go there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is now.
I think it's still difficult. And I don't know the whole thing. And there's so many other places to go. But I think when you're not allowed to do it, it's off limits. You want to do it even more.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of restrictions. Like you're not allowed to have a sat phone available to you. You're not allowed to have internet available to you.
Oh, you're right. What do you guys use for communication?
uh,
Honey!
yeah. When we're in the Caribbean, we get a French phone, which is Digicel, which is all Caribbean wide.
Okay.
And
With your own number and your own SIM card.
yeah.
Yeah, but it works the whole Caribbean.
Oh, that's great.
So you can only buy it on a French island, though. If you go to any other island.
Yeah, if you go to the
Using
So you can't buy it on the Dutch side of St. Martin, but you
No.
can buy it on the French side of St. Martin?
Yes,
Okay.
and that will work the whole. It's really important to know that
Oh, yeah, that sounds really critical.
because we have like 120 gigs.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
where-
for like $50.
where if you bought the phone in Grenada, you get for the same price, you'll get 10 gigs.
Yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
amazing. Have you guys looked into Starlink yet?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're
Because that's kind of the new thing right now.
Yeah.
and Grenada is you can get it in Grenada now. You can get it in St. Martin,
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay.
So it's something that we're going to look at.
Yeah. But aside from that, if we're in between like islands, we have Iridium Go.
Okay.
Which
that's
is-
good. Yeah.
yeah.
Do you use InReach?
No.
Okay. So how do your friends follow you or your family? Do they Iridium Go? I think that is this.
Yeah, but we're on marine traffic, so
Oh, yeah,
our
AIS.
AIS is always bouncing. So
Yeah.
if anyone,
On the move.
if mom needs to see,
Mom
us.
needs to see you. Yes, yes. Got to check in.
Yeah.
Shoot, this is great. Well, I know you guys have a project to work on. Any questions of me?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, what's your story?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I grew up racing sailboats and sailed competitively through college, and then I got invited to sail in the America's Cup on the America's Cup team from '84 to '87. So during prime get your act together life, I'm off goofing around, sailing around the world in different regattas. And then I came back to land and started working in boating businesses. I had that boating background. I worked for Magma Boat Barbecues and Bell Spars. And then I started working for Pacific Seacraft, the cruising sailboat builder. And I thought, this is great. Because I'd been doing so much racing, competitive sailing. I was done. I just wanted to go out and cruise. And I'll never forget one of the first cruising boats I was on was a Japanese customer. And we get the boat, it's brand new to him, and he's steering with the autopilot. He's not even using the wheel. I thought, wow, okay, this cruising thing is completely different than the racing. There's no feel for it. But 7 years at Pacific Seacraft, they started building the Nordhaven 40. And I thought, what's this Nordhaven thing? I mean, they can't go where the sailboats go. Sailboats can cruise anywhere, but not powerboats. And I got to learn more about it. And I got hired over to Nordhaven, so I did that for 14 years. And then I decided to... Nordhaven's a very specific boat. Great boat. Probably the one that everybody aspires to, but it's not always the right size or model for them. It's more boat than they need. And I was missing out on people because I was doing yacht sales. And I would say, you're really an American Tug guy. And then they'd go buy the boat from an American Tug guy. I want to kind of represent all the different brands. Like I'm on a Kadey Krogen now. Celine's and Nordhavens and American Tugs and Nordic Tugs, all those. So much fun on the trawlers. But I stay away from the sailboat stuff. Unless I meet cool people, which I will on the docks like today. But so that's my deal.
And do you do the whole East Coast or do you do the whole country?
I do the country.
Yeah.
So I'm a certified professional yacht broker, and there's 2 states that require a license. Actually, 3 now I just discovered. So there's California and Florida. I'm working on my Virginia license. So I've done all the credentials you can do to be a yacht broker. And the hard part about it is there's a lot of travel. I'm in the airport, but with Wi-Fi and cell phones and laptops, I can be anywhere doing it. You need to be able to sign documents electronically, but they've made it so easy to be anywhere. The typical yacht broker role used to be in a marina with slips, walk-in traffic. Nobody walks in, and everybody searches online.
Yeah.
So I've spent a lot of effort trying to get my website up and then doing videos. My wife Pam said, hey, there's this thing called YouTube. You should do some videos. Like, what? And anyways, led to that. And we have 24,000 subscribers now. I know that's where are you guys?
Oh,
Just over 30.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we're about but you're doing the lifestyle, and you're doing, how often do you guys post?
Every
2
other,
weeks.
yeah, every
Okay.
2 weeks. It used to be once a week, but it got too difficult.
You don't want to be just tethered to that where you have to do it for your audience. But and my schedule's completely random.
Yeah.
If I have a boat listed for sale, I like to do a video for it if I can. And then I started doing these cruising conversations with luminaries in the yachting industry, boating world. So this is fun to do this with some sailors. And, but it's fun. People love YouTube, isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The comments.
Well, whenever something breaks on the boat, it's the first place we go to look, how to fix things. And,
Lost how you're at mast, how retrieve.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure that's never happened.
No.
Yeah.
That's good.
What do you draw on your boat?
8 feet.
That's deep.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm
We're waiting
having
for
to
the
wait till I
time.
got.
They're gonna, you're they're not going to cut off the keel, right?
I hope not. I've got stuck twice in the ICW,
Oh, I imagine.
right in the middle.
Yeah.
Not deep enough.
Not deep enough.
Well, you guys, I know you got to get going. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank
This is totally spontaneous,
Yeah.
unrehearsed,
Yeah.
and really fun meeting
Yeah.
you.
It's good to meet you too.
Thank you. Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, great to be underway again, out on the water. Love it out here. Thank you very much for watching the video. We have a couple of things you can do. One thing is you can click the bell to get a reminder when we post the next video. We love it when you give us those thumbs up. And then you can subscribe by clicking the button below. Once you've seen a couple videos, you might also want to check out some of the other ones, so you can click on one of these videos on the side. Thanks. We hope to have you come back here soon, and we'll be putting up more content shortly.